Welcome to Plugged In. My name is Andrea Morris, and we have a wonderful show planned for you today. With me is Glenn Jackson, a veterinarian who is connected with Hearts Together for Haiti. Welcome, Glenn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us about your role with the organization and its importance?
Well, Hearts Together for Haiti is a Windsor-based charity that has an orphanage, 10 girls, a school, about 260 children, a medical clinic for a village of 800 or 900 people, and then we also try to help some of the older kids who can't afford to go to high school. And this is in one of the most impoverished areas in the most impoverished country in the West.
Wow.
So
yeah, they've faced so many devastations recently and have been such a poor country for so many years.
Yes, absolutely.
So I understand that there's a village that you're kind of anchored in. Can you tell us about that?
Well, when we first went there, we thought, let's not interfere with other schools and other charities, and let's try to find a place where the need is tremendous. And the little village of Depe, which is near the Dominican border, and it has maybe 800 to 1,000 people. No streets, just paths, no stores, no running water, no electricity, and no school. And so we started our school in 2010, right after the earthquake. And we were expecting 40, 50 little children in grade, because we started with kindergarten, grade 1. Our grade 1 class were all teenagers.
Wow.
And so that means that they never had an opportunity to go to school. And the good news is that most of those are now in grade 7.
That's wonderful.
They're 18, 19, 20 years old, and they have plans to keep going.
That's great. It's a really nice adoption program that Hearts Together for Haiti runs, and we were talking earlier that the overhead is remarkable. 97% of every donation goes right to the cause. There's very little overhead. Very
little overhead. Yep, 97% goes right to our village, our orphanage, and our school, and our medical clinic. None of us take a salary. We all pay our own expenses when we go. And even the fellow that did the video, who did an amazing job, paid his own way and donated all of his time and energy for this.
So the adoption program, I think that's something that locally people could probably get behind. Can you tell us what that would cost an individual to help?
Well, let me tell you what it does first.
Okay.
The sponsorship program is for all of the children in our school.
Okay.
And it provides them with opportunity to go to school, provides them with a backpack, a uniform, and truly most of these kids, they could never afford that. And even on a Sunday, you'll see them in their uniform because that's all they have. We feed them lunch every day, and it's a nutritious lunch, and it's more than I would eat because they're hungry. And it's $300 a year.
Now, some of the children that have been part of this program, they're getting older. What kind of needs is your organization facing as a result of the children going through this wonderful support that you have in place?
Well, that actually is very interesting because our school goes to grade 7.
Okay.
And this year we now have 29 children in grade 7. What's going to happen to them? The high school is 12 miles down the road. No one in our village can afford to send their kids to high school. So I'm hoping that those people who sponsor those kids will continue, which will cover about half of the fee. And then if we make any money from this documentary, we can put it towards the sponsorship program because there's so many bright, deserving kids in that community.
Okay. So how can we help?
Donate.
Yes, that's the short answer, right?
The short answer is donate. And people can donate different ways. They can donate small amounts of money because, for instance, $300 will do a child, $300 will do a senior.
Yeah. So they're really, people at all different walks of life can support you in different ways, whether it's by buying a mosquito net or sponsoring a child or traveling on these amazing trips.
Yeah, exactly.
To support. So there really is something for each person
watching
everyone. To help.
Yep.
So.
And they can go to our website and they can get in touch with us through that.
Where do you start in a city like Cap-Haïtien, the biggest city in the north of the country at 200,000 people? This is actually where Christopher Columbus first made landfall in the New World. He reported back to Spain that this was a paradise. Columbus would be shocked. Today, it's paradise lost. So what about Kate Jackson's question? Do you help Haiti or do you help Haitians?
After seeing what we've seen in Haiti,
back in Depe, Visitors' Day has been a time of celebration. There's obvious pride in the children dressed sharply in their uniforms as they start their day singing the Haitian national anthem and honoring their flag, commemorating the heroes who won Haiti its freedom for them more than 200 years ago. At the clinic, the mothers and fathers waiting for the doctor feel happy because there's someone to help them understand the coughs and the fevers and the pains they and their children are experiencing. In the orphanage, Kai knew there is a meal and a bed and some toys and freedom from the childhood slavery that had trapped these children in a life of cruel desperation. And in the schoolyard, there's the excitement of the visitors and the game. In Haiti, there is an adage that says an empty sack cannot stand up. It rings very true here. Without education and health and a lot of support, the tomorrows for these children and their families would be an empty sack. Hearts Together for Haiti and people like Glenn Jackson and his cousin Kate are doing what they can to change that, so that for these children and someday their children, there will be a chance to achieve what we all want, the possibility of a better future.
The most common question I get is, why should we support a poor country when there are a lot of Canadians who need money?
Yes.
And we should do our own community. I agree with you, we should do our own community, but let's face it, the poorest of the poor here are better off than the poorest of the poor there. So, and I just wish sometimes I could take people there for an hour and just show them, but also show them the positive and the benefits of what $100 will do.
And I imagine you gain as much as you give when you're down there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in the pictures, when I arrive and those children are so delighted to see me, because I brought a soccer ball. A soccer ball.
Yeah.
And 300 kids are fighting over the soccer ball.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. We live in one of the best countries in the world, and if you have anything in you to give to support the less fortunate, we encourage you to do so. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andrea Morrison for Plugged In.